If you are ready to launch your author career, but you have been bombarded with the idea that there is only one single way to self-publishing success, then you need to hear what I've got to say. The truth is, there isn't a single one best way to self-publish your first book that is going to skyrocket your career and have a group of raving fans awaiting the next one. But there is a method to self-publishing that is perfect for you. And that is what we are going to talk about in today's video. Over my decade in the publishing industry and helping authors, I have seen countless people struggle with this concept. They hear conflicting advice on how to launch their author career and what the best self-publishing method is, how authors can achieve the most highest level of success. And if they don't keep up with a certain release schedule or they don't hit this random magical sales number, they assume they failed. The problem here is that they've taken advice from someone who, yes, may have seen success with their tactics, but one, doesn't have the same goals as you, and two, doesn't live the same lifestyle that you do. So they hear about this one right way to self-publish and they find themselves not able to keep up. They get frustrated and feel like they are falling behind because that strategy just isn't aligned with either their goals or their lifestyle. Alternatively, they may find themselves jumping from one strategy to the next, but begin to realize that nothing of what they're doing is actually bringing them any results. These authors aren't making decisions wisely because they are not considering the entire big picture of what they want their author career to look like and how the actions that they're taking right now are going to impact the overall result of their author journey. Over the past 10 years, and more importantly, over the past 3 years, I have identified 3 different ways that authors can launch their career off on the right foot in order to get the best results. Your preferred writing and publishing style, your ability and availability to write, and the time and money that you have to invest up front in your publishing career are all going to contribute on which of these pathways is right for you. The truth is, for indie authors like us, success largely depends on having a solid business model. In fact, developing a strong author business model is one of the very first exercises that I put my author clients in my program, Authorpreneur Unleashed. They must complete the lesson, they must fill out the worksheet, and they even have the option of submitting that worksheet to me for personalized feedback. If they want to dive deeper into strategizing and building out their business model, they can utilize coaching features like the author hotline or one-on-one Voxer office hours with me for a more interactive conversation. But to help someone in Authorpreneur Unleashed build their sustainable business, we need to have that business model and that business plan in place. The business model acts as that guiding light throughout the process. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through those 3 different business model types, explain how they work, and help you understand how to utilize the one that best aligns with your goals and your writing process. Ready? Let's dive in. The first approach to launching your indie author business that I want to talk about today is by publishing serialized content on digital platforms such as Wattpad, Kindle Vella, or your own website. This lesser utilized method allows you to grow your audience, monetize early, and gain momentum for your book as you are writing it. Now, some serial authors never repackage their story into a book form, which is a viable option as well. But I wanted to emphasize the fact that repackaging and repurposing your serialized content into book form can be a strong business model with high rewards as well. So much so that I've actually included an entire serial to novel publishing pathway in my low-cost membership, Authors on the Rise, which teaches authors how to plan, write, and publish your first or next story. So definitely go and check that out if you're a little bit curious on the serial format and how it works, how you can do it by going to authorsontherise.com. I'll make sure that the link is also in the description box below. But let's talk about what the pros are to this business model. So writing and releasing your story in serialized format allows you to engage readers and gradually build your audience before your book is actually ready to release in novel format through the typical book launch strategy. In many cases, as with Kindle Vella, it allows you to monetize your story and your work earlier rather than later, meaning that you could use your royalties that you get through publishing your story in serial format to save up for that big book launch when it is ready to release as a novel. Different interactive features like comments will also allow you to get some valuable feedback from your actual target audience as you are writing the book, allowing you to refine the story and improve the final version of your work. This method can also allow you to test out different marketing strategies since this publication type has a lower upfront time commitment. You can experiment with various promotional techniques to see which ones actually resonate with your target audience before you invest in a full-fledged book launch once the novel is ready. But just like with every business model, there are some cons that could make this type not the right fit for every author. In general, to see the best success through serialization, you'll need to be releasing content consistently for your readers as well as doing semi-consistent promotion. Serial readers will expect a regular release schedule, and you'll need to put in at least some very simple marketing strategies and structures in place that are going to help you get that needed visibility to gain and keep readers. Also, unlike with the traditional book launch structure, this is a slower initial revenue stream. So while serialization does allow you to build your audience quicker because you are releasing bits and pieces of your novel at a time, it may take longer to see significant income. Typically, royalties begin to trickle in and slowly build up as you gain more readers, which is quite the opposite from the traditional book launch method. This is, of course, why I like to recommend the serial to novel format, because it allows authors to utilize both types of sales mechanisms. The second approach to launching your author career is through a rapid release schedule, which requires writing and launching your books in rapid succession. This method involves having a pretty well-detailed writing and publishing schedule laid out so that you can write all of the books at once or up front so that they are ready to launch one after another in sequential order, usually over the span of a few weeks or months. However, I typically like to refer to anything more than publishing 4 books a year to be rapid release, because that requires you to be releasing at least 1 book a quarter or every 3 months. To make this method work, authors need to have a solid content schedule and having all of the books outlined at once or even written beforehand so that they are ready to release on schedule. In order to successfully execute the rapid release strategy, authors are going to need to have exceptional planning and time management skills so that they can effectively juggle the writing, editing, and launching of multiple books at once. This could include setting daily or weekly word count goals, scheduling, editing, and cover design ahead of time, and being able to prepare marketing materials for each book before the deadline. So, what are the pros of this business model? Basically, authors who utilize the rapid release strategy are able to capitalize on reader interest and marketing trends, basically riding the wave of reader engagement to help your book gain traction. Rapid releasing can also increase your visibility on platforms such as Amazon with frequent releases, since Amazon favors new releases. Always having a recent release will boost your visibility and discoverability on those platforms. Also, this method can help you maximize earnings in a short period of time, since with every book you release, it will help drive sales not just to that book, but also to your entire backlist. And as all business models have their downsides, so do rapid releasing, namely when it comes to having an intense writing pace and workload. Since the rapid releasing strategy demands a high level of productivity and commitment, you'll need to consistently write, edit, and launch your book on tight deadlines. With this also comes the higher chance of experiencing burnout and quality compromise. Maintaining such a high pace commonly leads to burnout. I have seen this time and time again, especially with authors whose lifestyles just don't align with this kind of business model. Furthermore, some authors may feel the pressure to compromise the quality of their work in order to meet a tight deadline, which can negatively impact your reader satisfaction and your author brand. And finally, many authors who choose to follow this business plan will find it difficult to develop a long-term marketing strategy, since so much of your time and energy is being put towards writing and releasing rapidly. You have less time to focus on those solid business foundations and maintaining an evergreen marketing strategy as well, meaning that once you stop writing and releasing rapidly, or you slow down your pace, so will your income slow down. And the third approach to launching your author career is through the slow and steady method. This is where you focus on writing and publishing between 1 and 2 novels per year. This strategy emphasizes the importance of alignment with your lifestyle and your writing methods, allowing you to really dedicate the necessary time to creating a solid product and releasing once or twice a year, without having those pressures of an aggressive publishing schedule. The biggest pro here with this business model is that it allows you to find that right balance between the writing, the marketing, and your daily life, such as family, work, parenting, school, whatever it may be. It also allows you to find time to put in place those solid business foundations that I mentioned earlier, and making sure that you have some evergreen marketing strategies in place as well, giving you more time to develop your author platform and refine your marketing strategies as you go, ensuring that each book launch also receives the necessary time and energy commitment that it deserves. With more time that you can dedicate to marketing, you can also cultivate a more deeper connection with your readership, with other authors and collaborators, and even press outlets, which is going to give a boost to your overall visibility and therefore your book sales. This can result in a strong author brand with a sense of community around your work. Finally, this slower pace will also allow you to be more agile and flexible when it comes to the rapid changes of the publishing industry. Things are always changing, and when you have more time available to study and test things in your marketing campaigns, you'll have more opportunities to adapt as things go, ensuring that your book continues to gain traction within the market. The cons for this business model is because you won't have as many launches throughout a single year, therefore not as many cash injections, you'll have to rely more heavily on those evergreen marketing methods or paid advertising in order to keep up your book sales from month to month. This can be a frustrating experience, particularly to those authors who don't enjoy showing up on social media and being in the nitty-gritty of book marketing from day to day. Since you won't immediately have the next book for your reader to jump to, you'll have to fill in those time gaps with more engagement and marketing activities to stay fresh and top of mind within your audience and your readership, while also continuing to find ways to attract new readers. Additionally, in today's fast-paced publishing world, you also may find increasing competition among those authors who are able to keep up a quicker publishing schedule and release more books. It can seem like those who publish more can grow their following faster, and it can leave you feeling a little discouraged when it comes to marketing your own books. That said, there are mechanisms to put in place that will help counteract all of these cons here for this business model, like having a strong brand and some sales funnels put in place, but it is definitely something to consider. All right, so we have now covered the 3 different methods or business models you can use to launch your indie author career. We talked about the digital serialization to novel method, we talked about the rapid release method, and we have talked about the slow and steady 1 or 2 books a year method. When you have this business model in place, you will then have that guiding light when it comes to choosing where you are focusing your energy, what projects you are going to pursue, and how you are mapping out your schedule and your year. You'll be able to know exactly what you should be focusing on next. That way you don't have to worry about the new next shiny object or this new next big marketing thing, because you have your roadmap in front of you that you are following that is already aligned with your goals and your lifestyle. Ultimately, it's essential that you choose a business model that is aligned with your goals, your strength, and your lifestyle. There is no one-size-fits-all business model for indie authors that works across the board. So take the time to reflect on which of these models is going to be the right fit for you. I invite you to share your insights down in the comments below. Which of these publishing models do you think suits you best? And if you've already decided, let me know how it's going for you. I actually have a free author business plan template made with Notion with some training videos walking you through creating a solid game plan for your author business. Head to thrivingscribes.com/plan to grab it and get started planning out your sustainable author brand today. In my next video, I'm going to share with you how you can build your audience in order to have that continuous stream of book sales month after month, no matter which business model you choose. So be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss it.